Good morning, Emperor Eagles. Happy Thursday. Today, I want to talk to you about several holidays that our families have been celebrating or will be celebrating, and then also talk to you about our literacy night tonight. I want to start off with the holidays first. And there are several holidays that many families are celebrating. And I wanted to remind you that it's always important to learn about the cultures and traditions of others so that you have a better understanding. And a lot of times it gives you a better understanding of your own cultures and traditions. It is really important to ask your families about them, to ask why do you celebrate them? Why do we do these things? You can ask others about their cultures and traditions. They have the right to say, no, I don't feel like sharing, but you can ask just one time. And if times people would love to share about their traditions and cultures and their religion. So you can also read a good book or look on the internet for some information, but learning about others gives you a better understanding of yourself. And one of the great things about learning about others' cultures and traditions and religions is that you find a lot of similarities, a lot of things that you actually have in common. And the three holidays I'm going to talk about today, there's actually a lot of things that are in common, even though they may have different names than the things that you celebrate, or they may seem very different or even odd, but there's a lot of things that each group does that are actually very, very common. So I'm going to start off with Ramadan. Ramadan has been celebrated for the past month. And in the culture of Ramadan, or for the holiday of Ramadan, there are several things that families do. One of the things they do is fast. And that means they will spend part of the day without eating. And that gives them time to think about their religion and their faith. And so that they are very focused on these studies. And so not everybody does it, but there are some people that do. And so you will see sometimes people not eating lunch or doing different things that show that they are fasting. Another thing that they do is they will give money to donation. That is very important to the holiday. At the end of the holiday, that their families collect money and they donate this money to a charity. One of the other things that they do is they teach their children, I mean, always to not do this, but especially during Ramadan, is to not say bad words and to have a good heart. And so that is very important to the religion and to that holiday as well. Today, for our Jewish families, begins Passover at sundown. And they will start off by a Seder dinner, and they will have two candles on the table with a plate with six little dishes. And they will have different items on this plate that are symbols for things that are important to their faith. So they will have a roasted egg, they will have some herbs and parsley, they will have some shank bones and lettuce, and there's a couple other things that will be on this plate. And each one of those things stand for an important element in the Jewish faith and the stories that they are telling for their religion for this holiday. Again, you can ask more of others, of those around you, about the holiday that they are celebrating, or the remembrance that they are doing. And there are many people that would like to share. They don't have to, but you will see a lot of things that are in common throughout all of the different holidays. For many, many families, this Sunday is Easter. And one of the things, like we talked in Ramadan about fasting, before the Easter Sunday, there are some families that also fast during the Lenten season. And so that is one of the common threads that you see throughout these different holidays. And for some families, they will have Easter dinner or might go to church and have a special church service. And some families for Easter just have families over for dinner and they don't do church. Sometimes there's Easter egg hunts, and that could be with church or without church. And sometimes some families don't do anything. And obviously, however your family chooses to spend the Sunday or the holiday or the Thursday night or the last few weeks, that's up to your family and your cultures and your tradition. My family does celebrate Easter, and one of the things that my family does is take Easter pictures. And it began a very long time ago. I'm going to show you a picture of me when I was little with the Easter bunny. And that's my sister. And this is also another picture, and that is my aunt and me and my sister. I have three sisters, but this was when there was only just the two of us. And then we continued this tradition as there are more nieces and nephews and kids. Can you see that? Let's see, in the family. And so some people do Easter bunny and Easter eggs, and some people don't. Some people combine traditions and events, and some people keep them very separate. But one of the most important things is that you honor your family's traditions and cultures and know the stories. Now, the Easter Bunny isn't that important to my family, but the pictures are. That way we have something to talk about and we have those memories, and I can look back all these years later and have this special picture of my aunt and I and my sister and I when we were very little. And so that's why that picture is important. And then we can have those conversations over dinner, and we have a Sunday night dinner. However you choose to do it, spend that time with your family. And maybe it's just reading a book and enjoying the beautiful sunshine this weekend, and you don't do anything for the holiday. And obviously, that's okay too. But learning about others gives you a better understanding about others around you, but also of yourself. And learning other people's stories is one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself. And letting them share their story is the gift that you can give them as well too. So take the time with your family this weekend and ask them about traditions and cultures that they do now, or maybe they did when they were little. Ask about old pictures that maybe you can see, and take the time to learn the stories of others around you. Tonight, we are also doing literacy night at Longden Elementary. Some of you have seen these pink eagle bucks that are kind of going around. If your parents have let me know, or if you have let me know, you can get a pink eagle buck. Tonight, you can go to, there's a bunch of tables where there's literacy activities, and there are speakers for your parents. Our own Mr. Ledesma will also be there with the book that he wrote, and you all know how cool I think that is that he wrote his own book. The artist will be there as well, and they'll be sharing the process of their book and their stories and things that are important to their cultures and traditions. We will have other authors as well. You can go to any teacher that you see there tonight. They can sign the back of this. It doesn't have to be an emperor teacher. And then you bring it back tomorrow. I'll see you at recess. I will take the Eagle Buck from you. And then right here in that blue box, I have all the treasure box full, and you can pick a prize. Because I'm very grateful for your time and your attendance to this literacy night. I think it's super important. You know my love of reading, and you know how important I think it is. Parents can go to different classes as well. There is ways to teach reading to your kids, and the importance of teaching your kids how to read, even if you don't speak the English language. And so we're going to have different ways for your parents to be involved and for you to be involved. And I am just so incredibly grateful to the district for putting on this event, because we know my love for reading. So whether or not you have a holiday that you've been celebrating coming up or will be celebrating, or you're not doing anything at all, I hope you choose to take some time to read a very good book. I hope you stay safe and always know that you are loved. I look forward to seeing you tonight.